All right, so today, what we did in class, just kind of want to go over. It was day 2 of the school year. So we just, first off, finished classroom expectations, especially for my seventh graders. And I kind of went over the behavior rubric as well as the, I went into the parent-teacher handbook and we looked at dress code for some classes. Just because the students, most of us, just wanted to know and were curious, so we kind of went over that. Then I made sure everybody was logged into Google Classroom and onto my LAN school. So if you're watching this and aren't in school, that is one thing I will have to make sure you do when you come back, is get added to my LAN school. Seventh graders, we didn't get to the Slido with questions and fears. That's okay. We spent half the time on those expectations, and then the other half was on Wednesday's assignment. So this is your assignment for tomorrow when you are not at school with us. My hope is that this will be the last time I have to take a big chunk of class Tuesday to explain it, but this activity was kind of complicated, so I'm okay with doing that. Okay, so the activity is called 4 4s. So the first thing you should do is put your name in the upper piece of your notebook, and then write the assignment, which in this case is 4 4s, all in that upper margin. And you should be doing this on any assignment that you're doing for me in your notebook. Because yes, I know you know it's your notebook, but we're going to be taking pictures and submitting this. And I don't know whose picture I'm looking at, so you need to have your name on it so I can identify that. And then I want the activity or assignment so that I know what I'm looking at. What does all these numbers go to? We do quite a bit of worksheets, homework, notebook work, practice, because in math you have to practice in order to get better at something. So we need to be able to label that so I'm not just looking around. Next thing I want you to do is go ahead and number your notebook 1 through 20. I kind of stopped at 5 here, but go on and skip lines, just like a spelling test, right? Every other line, 1 space, 2 space. If you do run out of space here on the left-hand side, go ahead and continue the numbers up here near the middle of the page and keep skipping lines. Okay? You might want to pause the video while you go ahead and do that. So this is the part which students frequently get confused on. So the numbers you just put down, the 1 through 20, those are the answers to problems that you will be creating in this assignment. Okay? Those are the answers. You're making the problems. The numbers that are already there, 1 through 20, are the answers. Okay? Now, the catch, I guess you would say, to this assignment is that you can only use the number 4 to create these problems. So you can't use 3, you can't use 1, 2, nothing other than 4. So you see that on my first example here. The only numbers I used are 4. And you have to use 4 of them, hence why the activity is called 4 4s. So the goal is to create a problem using addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. You can use 1 of them, 2 of them, 3, 4, any combination you like. Just remember your order of operations. If you want, you can use calculator help / check your work. But we're looking for the numbers 1 through 20 if you need. Okay, so you look at this first problem here. Let me make it a little big so you guys can see. So I needed to get the answer 1. Now, did I know that necessarily when starting out? Maybe not. Maybe I was just trying to play with the numbers and see what I get. So 4 divided by 4, because we do division first in order of operations, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. So division before addition and subtraction. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and then if we add 4, we get 5. Then take 4 away again, we're back to 1. So I have the number 4 used 4 times, and the answer is 1. So I'm going to put the problem under the 1 space. one students frequently think of, let me do it down here, is 4, oopsies, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, you have the number 4 times. In this case, it's addition. Well, what is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4? It's 16. So you'll look for your numbers here, and you'll find the 16, and right next to it, you'll write 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. All right? And you'll have to do the same thing for all 20 numbers. Now, I know there are a few that will be difficult. Like, I think it's like 11, 13, might be another one in there. Those, you might want to try a different operation. It's something called the factorial. It's this little exclamation point that comes after a number. So it's where you take the number and all the numbers behind them and multiply it. So 2 times 1, 2. 3 times 2 times 1, be 6. Well, 4, all the numbers behind it, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 would be 24. Now, we can't really use these 2 and 3 factorials because the only number we can use is, 4. So this we could use, and it might help us get some of those harder numbers in utilizing that exclamation point called the factorial in those problems. You may also use the square root. Kind of shows that up here. Not a complete square root. It should have like a line over here. But the square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2, right, just like a square, same sides, 2 times 2 is 4. So if you work backwards, square root of 4 is 2. So I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different operations to use. You don't have to use all the operations, but you have to use, and I'll say it again, I've said it before, the number 4 times. Okay? You have to get these as the answers. Now, if I didn't tell your class this, or if you didn't hear it, this assignment does need to be done by Thursday. Otherwise, I can't count you in attendance for Wednesday. I realize some of these problems can be a little tricky to get the answers to, but you should be able to get the majority of this done. Okay? On Thursday, we're going to go over how to take a picture and add this into Seesaw. So if you're watching remotely, I will post a video on Thursday about how to do that. Probably won't be till the afternoon because I like to see where we've gotten as a class before I start recording them. So I don't record too much that we didn't do. Okay? You may do this with a friend. I forgot to put that up there. So you're not necessarily doing all the work by yourself. I know that can seem a little daunting because this isn't just simple as creating 20 problems. You have to get these as answers. Okay? So feel free to do that with a friend. And yes, I know that would mean you'd have the same answers. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to email me tomorrow and I will do my best to try and answer them. We do have work that we are doing here, but when I get a second, I will go ahead and answer. Otherwise, again, you have friends. All my classes are doing this. My 8th graders, my 7th graders. So ask somebody else and see if they understand as well. Okay? Have a good night. Have a good Wednesday. Try your best, and I will see you on Thursday.